you doing? I'm Kevin O'Hara for alcoholmastery.com. Today's topic is, what are you going to focus on? The drink that you crave or the life that you crave? When you're thinking about drinking cravings, once you do stop drinking alcohol, they're momentary. How long do your cravings last? I guess, the answer to that question is that they last as long as you allow them to last. I mean, you can focus on them, you can fester on these cravings and how bad they are and how they're affecting you, and how you can't get rid of them and you're still getting them 2 months down the road or 3 months down the road. But guess what? That's down to you. It's down to the way you're thinking about the cravings. Because if you have a craving for alcohol, a craving for sweets, a craving for whatever it is in your life, you can get rid of it almost instantaneously by focusing your mind somewhere else, right? By getting up and doing something else, by thinking about something else, by just a few little mental mind tricks that divert your mind off in a different direction. But you have to be willing to do that. If you're not willing to do that, if you want to focus on it, if you want to well up with self-pity and the woe is me attitude, then that's what's going to happen. That's what you're going to have. You're going to have this attitude of a victim, of I'm a victim of my cravings, instead of the other way around. Cravings are inevitable, right? They're going to happen because it's part and parcel of the behavior. It's a part of your rituals, and therefore it's a part of your thinking. And you're never going to get rid of your cravings. You're going to change the cravings. Your alcohol cravings are definitely going to diminish. I never get a craving for alcohol now. And I think my cravings disappeared for alcohol within a few months, really. I mean, in certain situations, you're going to find that you might go into a certain situation and you get a memory of the alcohol in that situation that you haven't been in a while, and you'll get a craving then. But it's, as I say, it's a momentary thing. But cravings in general are something which maintains your mind in instant gratification mode, right? So long as you pander to the cravings, that's what you're pandering to. You're pandering to this instant gratification mode. And that mode, that mentality, doesn't care about your future. It doesn't care about your finances, your relationships, your health, your wealth, any of those things. It only cares about the pleasure in the moment, satisfying itself, satisfying the feelings in the moment. And there's nothing wrong with pleasure per se, right? There's nothing wrong with having that pleasure in your life, of being in a mode of instant gratification. There's a time and place for it. All we really have is the moment, after all. So, but it's allowing your instant gratification thinking to become habitual, right? And when you're drinking, alcohol becomes habitual. So does the instant gratification thinking, and that's what feeds your cravings, and your cravings in turn feed that instant gratification thinking. And really it's this type of thinking that focuses your mind too much on the moment, right? I mean, you can only live your life in the moment, but you also have to focus a part of your consciousness, a part of your time on the future and what you're going to do in 5 minutes time or 10 minutes time, what you're going to do in 10 years time. You've got to focus a certain amount of your time on that, otherwise you're just going to stay the same and be the same person. But instant gratification, that mode, is like a person who never saves their money, who gets whatever money they get and they spend it and blow it as soon as they get it, By the end of the next week, when the next paycheck comes, they're broke. They never save, they never think about the future, they never think about retiring or anything like that. And by the time they get to the time when they do retire, they're virtually penniless. And that is the type of mentality that you get when you pander to your cravings like that, when you pander to your instant gratification mentality. It's this Instant gratification, habitual behavior, is when it becomes habitual behavior that, all instant gratification sort of thinks about the short-term gain instead of the long-term pain, right? But habitual instant gratification mode, right, of when you've got a habitual habit like drinking or taking any other drug, you're talking about an accumulation of foregoing the long-term consequences of what you're doing in terms of getting an insignificant momentary pleasure. And the key word here is insignificant. Think about when you're drinking alcohol, right? How insignificant is it to be drunk? In the moment it might seem the best thing for you to do, but how insignificant is that in the overall scheme of things, in the overall scheme of your life? You've only got one life, right? So how insignificant is being drunk in that overall framework? You don't even remember it most of the time. Most of the time when you're drunk, it's just the same thing that happens over and over and over and over and over again. Like a broken record repeating itself, stuck on the same little tiny track, stuck on the same sort of banality. And that's what it becomes, Alcohol drinking is not exciting. It's not, it doesn't fill you with pleasure. Most of the time, as with any other drug, you get so used to doing it that it just becomes normal. And that's what you tend to hear all drug users saying, is that what they're doing, why they're taking the drug, is just to feel normal. And normalcy is a state of mind that is dynamic, right? Normalcy for you now is completely different to what normalcy was for you 10 years ago. It's normal now to feel pains because of the alcohol. It's normal for you to feel fogged up because of the alcohol. It's normal for you to repeat this process over and over again and not think too much about it. And that's the way it happens. And it's only really, sadly, when people get to this stage and they start to reflect on themselves and where they are and their lives, that they begin to realize exactly what kind of a trap they have walked themselves into, drank themselves into. But it's not a trap. It's not a trap that you can't get out of anyway. It takes a lot of hard work, it takes a lot of personal dedication and persistence to get out of it, but you can do it. It's well within your power to do this. As I say, do not put the alcohol into your mouth in the first place. That is the first and most fundamental step of this whole process. Once you do that, once you start off with that principle that there is never ever going to be another drop of alcohol passing your lips, that is the fundamental start. If you don't start off with that 100% commitment to yourself that you're going to do this, right, that you are never going to allow another drop of alcohol in your mouth, then you're finished. There's no point in even starting. You have to have that 100% commitment in order to move you forwards to what you want to go. Because if you don't have that 100% commitment, right, you're always going to be having one eye on the past, on what you're leaving behind. And maybe I could have a drink, maybe, perhaps this could happen, that could happen, perhaps alcohol isn't so bad after all. Perhaps I was just fooling myself into believing. Perhaps it was just my behavior and it's nothing to do with the alcohol. You start doubting yourself. You start bringing your doubts into your life, and that puts obstacles in your progress forwards. And as soon as you do that, then, you're just holding yourself back from the true person that you want to be. Whereas if you put yourself 100%, you give yourself 100% commitment to doing it, then you take away all that bullshit, right? You say to yourself, I am never going back there. Never. I am never, no matter what happens, never, ever, ever going to put another drop of alcohol into my mouth. No matter what the gremlin says, I'm going to kill the little fucking gremlin. I'm going to strangle him. I'm going to strangle the life out of him gradually until he's no longer there, right? Or until that part of the gremlin is so fucking dead, so weak that, you know, he can't open his mouth anymore. You know, so keep your focus on your future and what it is that you want to get out of this life. You know, if you haven't quit drinking yet, just think about the long-term consequences of doing that, of what you're doing. You know, forget about the drink that you're craving in the moment and think about the life that you're craving in the long term. And it's that life that you're craving that is there. It's open to you. You can get it. You can reach out and grasp it. You know, it's within your reach to do it. It's only within your reach to do it. It's your idea. It's your plan. It's your dream. It's your goal. And only you can make it happen. But I'm telling you now, right, alcohol is a drug, and alcohol will always hold you back. You know, look around and look at the people around you that drink and look how they live their lives. Do you know? You know, it's an emperor's new clothes thing, you know. Everyone tells each other, yeah, well, you know, I love this and I love that about drinking, and you know, these are the benefits and those are the benefits. But at the end of the day, they're fooling themselves and everyone else is fooling each other, you know. And at the end of the day, we're all in the same boat together. It's a drug that is slowly but surely killing us, you know, killing not only our physical selves, but our mental selves. It's killing our prospects for the future, our dreams, our hopes, and slowly but surely killing our realities as well. Look, what a depressing place to leave that, you know. You know, I can't leave it there. You've just got to, you know, the life that you can have without alcohol is so, so good. I'm telling you now, it's one of the best things that you can ever do for yourself is just to leave the alcohol behind you, you know, and it doesn't take that much work, right? It takes dedication, it takes persistence in the beginning, it takes not putting the alcohol into your body, you know, that's what it takes, you know. If you are persistent, if you are 100% committed not to doing that again, right, don't put the alcohol in, right, and put up with the discomfort that you're going to get now in the next while, put up with that, right, and then you will see that this is going to give you reward after reward after reward, and eventually it will lead you step by step by step to the place that you want to be. That's a much better place to leave this, so I'll leave it there. I'm Kevin O'Hara for alcoholmastery.com. Come on over to alcoholmastery.com. We've got a load of stuff over there that can help you to make these decisions, to take these choices, to help you to get the life that you want to live. Stay safe, keep the alcohol out of your mouth, onwards and upwards. Good luck. Bye now.